All right, so you read the title, I made the title, and you probably played the thing that the title's talking about. We're talking about Genshin Impact, specifically Natlan and Genshin Impact, and how Natlan saved Genshin Impact. Let's talk about it. Quick side note, you're not crazy for thinking that the lights changed. I changed the tail, I turned on my light. Thank you, Mikey, for this birthday present. It's really cool. Appreciate it. All right, so just so we can get this out the way, we're gonna say this first and foremost. There will be story spoilers. I've done most, if not everything, story-wise. I haven't done all the other tribe stuff yet. I've done Mualani's, but spoiler alert. Just spoiler, okay? You should know this. All right, let's talk about the story. Sorry, that was so cringe. Oh my god. Okay, anyways, let's talk about the story. Opening cast of Natlan. We have Kachina. We have Kinich. I was about to say Emily. We have Mualani. Okay, those three are 3 stars, or our top 3. Okay, I think I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that Natlan has the best starting cast out of any region. We're gonna do a quick history trip down memory lane. Mondstadt, we had the Favonius Knights. They were cool. All hail Jean. I love Jean. Jean is supreme. Jean is supreme. But besides that, like, did they really do anything? Like, it was mostly just us and Venti doing stuff. Then we move on to Liwei. Who helped us in Liwei? Oh yeah, Xingqiu and Yanfei. People love those characters. I don't think they're a popular character choice. Okay, that's whatever, you know, starting Genshin, cool. Then we move to Inazuma. Who do we have? I think Kazuha. I can't remember. I think Kazuha helped us like go through some type of trial fight thing. Beto for a little bit. And then we had Toma. Yay, housewife, housemaiden. Okay, that's cool. Sumeru actually was pretty good. Sumeru was pretty good. I think Sumeru's when they started picking up the cast. Then we go to Fontaine. We had Lenny, Lynette. Lynette didn't really do much. We had Monster Nouvellette. We had Navia. Navia was pretty fire. So Fontaine was pretty cool. But we come to this one. And I think this one is so different for me because the 3 characters have different personalities. I mean, they literally are part of 3 different tribes in Natlan, but it adds so much like spice, like flavor. And you know, it's cool that the nation that has to do with like African-American culture, indigenous culture, Hispanic or Latino culture is the nation that's the spiciest to me. I mean, it just makes sense. There's some seasoning in the pot for once, if you know what I'm saying. We have Tupac in Genshin Impact. More on that later. More on Tupac later. The part 1 Archon quest was actually pretty fire. I think one of the things that I super appreciate that they did, props to Hoyo for this one, is they made us the NPC for once. They made us the characters that we interact with. And I think it's been done like a little bit before. It happens a lot in Honkai. In Honkai Star Rail and Honkai 3rd, it happens quite a lot where you like kind of take control over a character in the story, like with Aventurine from Honkai Star Rail. But in this one, we took control over Mualani and Kachina, and we got to experience what they see in their trial and tribulation games, to you know, become the champion fighter and fight off the abyss with the knight and stuff like that. And we got to battle as Kachina against these different people in the arena. If it was just like Paimon and Traveler doing it, it would have been cool, but it would have just been like another combat section, right? Because then we're just using our characters that we already have. We're using our Arlequinos, our Nouvelettes, our Kazuas, which those characters are cool. I love Arlequino, I love Nouvellette, but for story purposes, like, it's really cool to get to play. I'm gonna sit down for a second. Can you see me? It's cool that we get to play as those characters and hear what they're saying, see what they're experiencing in these games. And then, like I said, with Kachina, we get to see the Kachina versus Mualani fight, and that was pretty cool. It was so cool. It was a banger animation. And then we get to the beach episode, which like was kind of slow. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But it also set up like the whole abyss stuff going on, and like how the Traveler can cleanse abyssal infection to a degree, which has me thinking about a potential theory with their sibling enemies. More on that in another video. Then we get to part 2, the part 2, the banger part of the whole entire Archon quest. We get to meet the Pyro Archon face to face, and we get to see her duke it out. Oh, wait, real quick, by the way, Kachina's like died in the Night Realm, but she didn't actually die. She just got left behind. We really don't know what happened with Chaska and her, but she just got left behind for some reason. And now she's probably gonna die. More on that later. Anyways, we see the Pyro Archon fight against the captain, the rank 1 Fatui Harbinger, baby. Number 1 Cappuccino. Is that wrong to do? I don't know. Banger. Absolutely banger cutscene, because besides like kind of sort of Zhongli and Raiden like a little bit, we really don't see the Archons like use their powers fully You know, Muawika, the pirate arc on Himiko, potentially. She went balls to the wall with it. You know, Candace was sitting there with a sword like this, ready, and she just goes, like, give me the sword. I'm doing this. This is me. This is all me. Absolutely banger fight. It was perfect. I think the captain might be the Cryo Dragon. Theory, my previous video, go watch it. It's a banger. You know, and then we get sent into the Night Realm, where we have to go find Kachina and Tupac. Genshin Impact has so much money and so much power that they somehow brought Tupac back from the dead, and now he's in Genshin Impact. If this is a joke, okay? Please don't take this part serious. It's just a joke, but like Tupac is actually a character in Genshin Impact now, so that's like kind of cool. We save Kachina, but then we aren't able to escape the Abyss thing, and then the freaking Pyro Archon comes out of nowhere with the freaking domain expansion breaking. Like, we get stuck in the domain expansion, and just like how Yuji does in that one scene in JJK spoilers, she breaks the domain expansion. She just comes in like, boom, and we find out that it's not actually her, but it's her consciousness. Interesting. So yeah, overall, I'm gonna sit again. Overall, the Pyro Art or the Natlan first 2 parts of the Archon quest were absolutely banger. I loved it. It was like 5 hours if you didn't skip majority of the dialogue. No shame to you if you did. There was a lot of dialogue, obviously, but about 5 hours, okay? And I just think that, you know, year after year, I said this about Natlan last year after year, the stories just get better, as they should. But now we're going to get off the story for a little bit, and we're going to talk about the exploration. Look, I think this is the most I've explored a region in like my full year of playing Genshin Impact, okay? I haven't fully 100% in Fontaine. I kind of got over it after a little bit because while Fontaine is very, very beautiful and pretty, it's a lot of blue. It's a lot of blue. And you can say that about Natlan. It's a lot of orange, but it's also a lot of greens. It's a lot of reds. It's a lot of blues. It's a lot of purples. It's a lot of yellows. It's a lot of oranges. There's a lot of colors going on in Natlan. I'm all here for it. And on top of that, when I first saw the Natlan map, I was like, oh, this thing is tiny. Like, really? Like, this is all we're getting? And then I get to actually explore Natlan. It doesn't even feel like I'm in the same location half the time. Like, you have these mountains that I never would have thought would have been in Genshin Impact. And, you know, I was worried. I was like, you know, these are really tall mountains. Like, we're gonna just be sitting there wasting our stamina climbing up and then Kazuha-ing to get up there. But no, they give us these little Pokemon creatures. We get to name one, which is pretty cool. My girlfriend named mine Coconut. And they just make everything so much better. They do a lot of damage, at least not right now. I feel like in the future, we might get a couple ones. Like, they were hinted to get the flying one that we can fight as a boss. For now, they're mainly used for exploration, and it rocks. It rocks, man. Literally, it's rocks. It's so cool being able to transform into this little dinosaur thing and just scaling up a mountain like it's nothing. Like it's nothing. It's so cool being able to just soar through the air with the little green Yoshi looking thing like it's nothing. And it's even cooler. I have Mualani, so like I surf on my shark most of the time in the water, but it's really cool that when I'm not using Mualani in the water, I'm using the freaking shark hybrid whale thingy Syrian, right? Like, exploration this time is actually so banger, and on top of that, like, the music is so good. At one point, I swear to God, I heard either salsa or bachata playing. Bro, bachata or salsa, that is freaking fire. That's so hyped to hear in a game that I love. And on top of that, like, all the other tribal-esque music or indigenous-esque music in the background while you're just exploring Natlan, it's so good. I have so many Pyro Oculuses. In fact, I'm pretty close. I think I'm pretty close to being done with all the Pyro Oculuses. I think I'm missing like 20 or 25. Like, I've never done this in a region before, and every time I log on, like, when I'm done with the Archon quest, I just come across random areas that you just unlock. Like, some areas are tied off to world quests, but some of them are like half world quests where, like, you talk to this random NPC and it's not a world quest, it's a normal side quest, but then you go on what would be a world quest level design and you end up unlocking something. Like, that's so cool. The next thing that we need to talk about, the local legends. Brace yourself, we're gonna get deep with this one. Pause, no diddy. The local legends are probably some of the best additions that they've added to Genshin yet. They kind of sort of solve for now a problem that a lot of veteran players, or a lot of players who have big C6 R5 characters, C2 R1, me with Arduino characters, and that they make them hard, but not just from perspective of like mash the character with a bunch of elements until they die, but they make them hard in a mechanically challenging way, okay? Like a puzzle. Some of these local legends, I think I've only fought 3 or 4 at this point. Some of them require you to just not just spam attacks. One of them do. The Capybara, that thing requires you to just spam it a bunch of times with overload or like a overwhelming amount of elemental stuff to kill it, which is funny. It's like a gag, whatever, cool, right? But then I came across this freaking Nuvalet, biblically accurate water angel, this local legend, and I was getting angry for the first time. One of the first times in ever for Genshin Impact, I was genuinely getting upset. Like 12 loss streak on Overwatch or 5 loss streak on Valorant. Sorry, Mikey. It was bad. I was getting really upset about it, but it's my own fault because for the longest time, and this isn't a bad thing, but for the longest time, Genshin has been a game that they kind of hold your hand for, right? And I don't think it's a bad thing because it's what tied me into the game. It's a very casual, friendly game, but local legends is a really good way to add challenge to the game without making it mandatory. Like, we still get some primos, we get a cool title card, and there's 10 of them. There's 10 of them, and on top of that, some of them require you to not die or get hit. Like, there's extra challenges involved with the challenge itself, and it's mechanically challenging too. Like, for example, the Hydro Biblically Accurate Nuvolette Beam, I had to bring a cryo character out. I don't use cryo characters, but I had to bring Diona, and you had to freeze like the water sprouts so you could use it as cover. That's so cool. Now, I would love to see some of this mechanic put into the main story, but I think the reason why they don't is because imagine if you were doing an Archon quest and you get put into a boss fight and you don't have a cryo character to freeze the water sprouts, right? You would have to leave that part of the story to swap your team out and then go back into the story. It's very disruptive to the overall story experience, which I think is why they save this mechanically challenging stuff for local legends, and I'm here for it. I hate myself for getting mad at the local legends. I really do, because they were like, from the 4 I fought, or the 3 I fought, and the rest, like 6 or 5, however many I have left, like, they're really cool. Like, imagine coming across those, you know, those 3 Fatui guys, the big dude, the skinny dude with the rifle, and then I think it's another skinny dude with the rifle. I really forgot, but like the 3 Fatui guys you fight in like the Mondstadt daily commission, right? Imagine coming across them and they're level 103 and they 1 to 2 shot you, and whenever you kill one, they blow up and kill you, like post-mortem, right? And we haven't even gotten into the actual benefits that help save this game for this patch, right? Like, I talked about what Natlan has, and I'm not gonna make this video long, so we're gonna recap the primo gem stuff, the nice spicy richy stuff. So I don't want this video to go too long, or this video will not do good on the YouTube algorithm, unfortunately. We get so many primos for exploring now, and it's actually noticeable. It's noticeable how many primos I have after I just spent like 100 of my saved wishes on Mualani. It's crazy that I'm already back to like 30 to 45 wishes, and I haven't even fully explored everything. On top of that, a free 5-star. If you have played Genshin Impact or you dropped it for a little bit, log on real quick and just claim a free standard 5-star. Everyone gets a free 10 pull for the anniversary event, and then they're giving us another 10 pull on top of that. Like, thank you. And on top, to put on top of that, the weapon banner only requires you to lose once now before you're guaranteed the weapon you want. Thank you. Thank you. It's about time, and it feels good, man. It feels good to know that I can reliably save up enough primos and wishes for the Pyro Archon and her weapon when I want. But anyways, I don't want to make this video too long. I know I just pretty much yapped the whole time, but these are the reasons why I think Natlan low-key have saved Genshin Impact for me and a lot of people. For people who don't like the story, but for people who like exploring and fighting, Natlan has it, and World Level 9 has it. It kind of sucks that World Level 9 is tied to AR 58 because some of my friends aren't able to experience it yet. But when you are able to experience it, Lisa, I think Hunter, Joseph, Ducky, maybe. I think I'm missing people. Maybe Nathan. I think Steph is AR 58. If you watch this, hi friends. I appreciate y'all watching this. But it's banger. You get so many words from it. But anyways, that's gonna be it. Thank you all so much for watching. Check out the other videos. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Only if you like the video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.